Welcome, Anima. My name is Noxus, and I'm the COO of Undying Games.
And I'm Paige, one of the lead level designers for Ethereal Clash of Souls. And welcome to our very first Community Corner, your
Welcome.
exclusive place for content, as well as inside sneak peeks with conversations with the developers, and of course, the answers to your burning questions.
Woo. So this week we're going to be talking about our latest updates, which means Project Ember.
So you may notice with Project Ember in the Discord, we now have the official lists of all the myths, classes, and realms that you're going to find in the pre-alpha phase of our game. You're also going to find places where you can build items, even ask us questions for us to answer here on Community Corner. And even as you chat, you may notice that you level up your skills, you could say.
I'm stuck in that not even stone yet. But
I
I'm
know.
trying.
Soon.
If you head over to our website, you're going to see all the changes that Project Ember has brought. Starting with a complete new UI, you can find there all of the Fun Fact Fridays, all of the blog posts that we have been updating the community every single week. Here you're going to have one spot for them, so they're all concise. Also, which is my favorite part of the website, you can click on the items and actually go through all of our items that will be in the game. See the high definition images and what each of the items does. So I went through all of them, and I want to ask you, I know you did as well, which of the items is your favorite?
Definitely the Crimson Dragon sword, but that's because I already started doing the build, and so I'm planning on using that with the Blood Drain Scythe. I think as a carry, that kind of
Okay.
physical damage and blood, like life stealing, it's gonna be,
Great.
if you use it right, it's gonna be a good build.
I usually would play support, so the items I tend to like is more like support items and what they do. But honestly, I just went down the entire list of items. I just looked at the pretty pictures because I know how hard all of our artists have been working on, and I just picked the one that I thought was the coolest looking. And the one that I chose is Fool's Curse. And then I read the description and I was like, this is perfect. So if someone kills you, you turn into a little ghost, and then you can just run and try to yeet them and maybe kill them in the process. Go into the team fight. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's more than just items on the websites now. There are also some myths and some special things about them now. So now we also on the website feature the myths, a little bit about them, what you can expect when you're playing them, as well as my personal favorite, their skins. So we have all those that are going to be for pre-alpha. I know my favorite is, of course, my boy Dante. I personally love his original skin. His Ronin skin is really cool too. But of course, like, do you have a favorite myth right now, Noxus?
I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the rules say that I have to pick the myth named after me. So yes, my favorite myth is Noxus. However, my favorite skin is from Malaya, the Cyberpunk. And
Okay.
I just love that green hue in the claws. I think it's super cool. And
Yeah.
from my perspective, this skin is the one that is unlocking the multiverse for Ethereal. So it's gonna have its own lore. It's gonna be set in this cyberpunk city, and there's some new myths that the viewers have no idea about, and I'm super excited about those. And then just a bunch of cool skins for the ones that you do know. So I'm just so excited about that specific multiverse lore that it just makes that my favorite skin.
Those are going to be pretty exciting. I know we also have the voice lines available as well for your favorite. So
Tricolor has been working really hard on those, so you can go and it's not all of them because we have a lot, but
right, and of course.
Yes, but you can definitely have a good like 80 per myths, and then you can also check like the specific lines for some of their skins. So that will take some time. I've gone through all of them, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
Something else that you're gonna find on our website is that we have all the classes. For all the classes, you have your usual, the same ones that we have always had, but we changed the images for them because we always like to improve on our art. And before, we had the marksman ability. Before, we had it to be, you would select an enemy target and you would have more damage towards them. So it made sense as a AD carry, that you play it. If you wanna, you can target the opposite AD carry, and that made the most sense. But we received the feedback from the community basically like, okay, it's useful, but it's not fun. Not like all like when you can fly through the map, doing more damage is just like boring. So we took that and we decided to completely change the kind of the class ability it has. Now it's a roaming ward. So as the carry, you can just throw this ward and it's gonna make sure to tell you if there's anyone close to you or you're about to get ganked, and hopefully that is just as much fun as all the others.
See, I love that. As someone who's going to be playing a marksman class, I love that new change. It's going to be really awesome to have.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. In our website, you're also going to find a tab that says Codex. That is where we're going to just be updating with all of our lore. We have the locations of each of the myths, stories for each of those locations, and then we have also the long stories for each of the myths. So you can head over, you can click through the multiple realms that we have, look at the art, look at the stories, and just get lost in the ether.
It's one of my favorite things. Plus, it also gives you so much insight into the myths and who they are.
Yeah, and something fun that we're doing is we decided that we're gonna pick a location and then write a story about not the myth. Like just your normal Bob, just walking down the street. What kind of, what background, what is his day-to-day life? If you're not the protagonist of the story, how's your life? So we called it Day in the Life, and I personally just love all of those location stories.
It's a nice little touch.
Yeah, I think it just helps build it.
Now, speaking of, some of those stories might spark questions, and I know we do have a few questions to answer from our community, so I think we should get to some of those now.
That's a great idea. So here's the first question. So the first one that we chose this week comes from Jabelios, and it says, will in-game names be saved when we first create an account if we get into the pre-alpha? And the answer is yes. If you get your key, your name is yours. You can squat on that. I know I'm squatting on a handful of mine. So one name per key, buy as many keys as you like, keep as many names as you like. So yeah.
Our next question is going to come from Rainy, and that's going to be, when can we expect to see a skin for Zero? I myself am a Zero fan. I'm always excited that we're going to have another Sky Slayer in the mix.
Yes.
And the answer to that question, though, is that you will see him in the alpha phase. So he is one of our myths that will come out when we do launch alpha. So he won't be in this pre-alpha set. But you can find a small kind of teaser picture if you dig really far back. So you do have to go on a little bit of a hunt to find that. But
it's there. If you want it, you got it. The last question that we're doing today is talking about the random weather events. So if you go to our website, we revealed that the map Elysium will have a day and night cycle. It will have these random events that will happen sometimes, but you will know beforehand. So the question is how we're going to balance that. When you throw in some RNG into the game, there's always a possibility that the skill, RNG, you need to balance it. And the way we decided to go around that is we're going to make them be 3 minutes, and we're going to give everyone the exact same boost. So we think is just going to keep it fun, make it unique, and not tilted one way or the other, because it's the same for everyone.
It'll definitely provide some fun challenges for players, but if you can figure out how to kind of work with it, it can also lead to some strategic plays. So it'll be fun to learn all of those. We have snow, we have rain, some wind. There's a whole lot of different weather cycles that you guys will have some fun getting to experience, as well as, of course, the special events that will have a little bit of that influence.
Mm-hmm. Well, those are the only questions that we are answering this week. But please, if you have any more, go to our Discord. We have a specific channel for that. We'll be picking some other ones for the next video, and we'll also have some other team members just answering some more of like the gritty questions that, are more technical. In honor of a first community corner, we're going to give you a big tease. We're going to be revealing the map Elysium. Now, the map comes with its own lore, and it's all about the elders and fighting for them and against them. Paige, you have been working really hard on this map, so why don't you show us a little bit?
Sounds good. Let's dive right in.
So welcome to the world of Elysium. In recent blog posts, we've done some hints and teasers as to what you'll find within this vertically stacked map. But now on Community Corner, we're going to give you an even more in-depth look at just what awaits you as players within the Fire, Void, and Ice lanes. As you play within the world of Elysium, you'll notice something pretty quickly. None of our 3 lanes are designed with the same layout. This means as junglers, you'll always have a different jungle depending on what lane you're in, and even the views within the central part of the lane are going to vary. To get between these lanes, you can use flight or teleportation, helping cut down on that travel time as well. The jungles of Elysium will feature a grand total of 38 camps throughout the entire map. Now, before you feel overwhelmed by that number, keep in mind that those include our regular camps, our buffs, but more importantly, our open camps. Now, if you're brave enough to fight the monsters within these open camps, trust me, you'll be rewarded greatly for your effort. So now let's talk the neutral objectives. As a team, you'll have 4 neutral objectives to face and fight together. If you remember from our blog post, 2 of those are on the Fire and Ice lanes, which are the Wyvern Caves, and down on mid you'll find the Atropos Cave. But right up the river is where you'll find our 4th objective, which is the Obelisk. While it is important to face the map as a team, we also want to make sure that you have moments within the world to highlight your class abilities as an individual player. This includes breakables for Berserkers, climbables for the Reapers, and of course some resting spots for you Sky Slayers if you need to relax your wings for a moment. Now, if you do get lost in our jungle, we do have lights as well as markers that will help guide you back to your lane. These will take you to the base or your towers depending on where you need to go within the world. Now that I've given you some more information on gameplay within the map, how about we take a little walk through some of the pathways that you'll get to explore as players. And with that, our tour of Elysium comes to a close. I hope that you were able to learn something new about our map, or at least enjoy the view as we wandered through it. Either way, I'm excited to see how you as Anima will play through this world, and of course to show you more to come.
Well, I hope you enjoyed being able to see a little bit more of a sneak peek into the world of Elysium.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. You guys did such an incredible job.
Thank you. I know it means a lot to be able to show that to the community. Speaking of, if you want to see more of these community corner videos where we can give you even more of sneak peeks into the gameplay and maps, make sure that you're hitting that like button as well as subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you can make sure that you're here the moment the next community corner drops.
And if you want to see your questions answered in the next community corner, head over to our Discord channel and just drop it in the questions tab. So, thank you for joining us. See you in the ether.
Bye, guys.